everybody, this is Jennifer. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over what I've been reading lately and also what I'm going to be reading for the hashtag Gone with the Book Readathon that's hosted by Mel from Mel's Bookland Adventures. So to start off, right now what I'm reading is One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich by Alexander Solzhenitsyn, and yeah, I'm about a third of the way through, and basically it's just being cold and being forced to work in the Russian steppe where it's like 17 degrees below zero on a good day and you're always hungry, and yeah. Ivan Denisovich, who, by the way, through most of the book is referred to as Shukov, not actually Ivan or Denisovich or anything like that. He's not feeling very good today, and he's going through the whole thing you have to do in the work camp, in the gulag. Not feeling great. And so yeah, I'm like a third of the way through and they've just gone out to work. So I'll let you know how that ends up. What I've also made good progress on is the Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Ames. And that's the one with the bands of, I don't know, marauders or something like that. This one is called Saga, and they haven't been together for quite some time. And they're getting back together to save the daughter of one of their members, and they've just now at 40% gotten the band back together. So there are some definite pacing issues in my opinion with the book, but it's getting to a point where I'm really excited to find out what happens next, even though I roll my eyes a little every time they refer to Clay as Slowhand, because no, he can have his own nickname. He does not have to have Eric Clapton's nickname to get your point across with the whole conceit of these bands having the same like nomenclature or whatever of rock bands. Nobody has to be named Slowhand. Nobody. Anyway, I roll my eyes a little bit, but I've gotten used to it and it's not so bad, and I'm really getting going with it. So I'm gonna try to have this done this week because I want to know what happens. And so those are the two main things. I'm still technically reading Europe in Autumn by Dave Hutchinson, but I'm only like 8% in, and I'm really just like stalled on that one for now. I think hopefully when I finish some of these, I might get to it, or I might just go straight into my, nice segue, Gone with the Book TBR. The Gone with the Book readathon, or read-along, or whatever, is a read-along aspect to it. But I'm not taking part in the actual read-along. I am reading my own TBR. So I'm going to put a description, well, not a description. I am going to put the link in the description box below for Mel from Mel's Bookland Adventures announcement video, which has all the read-along info and all the Goodreads info, so it should be good. This is taking place in the last 7 days of the months of September, October, and November. I'm not going to do an individual TBR for each month. I'm just going to show you what I have to read for it, and then I'll pick as I go along. You might be seeing, well, you will definitely be seeing an October TBR video, but I'm not going to include these. This is the one Gone with a Book TBR I'm going to do, unless I do like a reading update or something like that. So we'll go ahead and get started. Just a quick note, the books are books written between 1900 and 1949, maybe 1950. I think maybe it's on the bubble, but I don't have anything like that. Most of mine are smack dab in the middle. So I will go ahead and tell you. First up, I have A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. I do believe I've had this since the early 2010s. I don't remember. I do believe I brought this into at least 3 different apartments with me, or houses. And I haven't gotten around to it yet, so I am going to take the time to read it probably this month. It's more of an essay than fiction. Yeah, it's not really fiction. It's about how women need a creative life of their own. And I'm really looking forward to reading that. The next book I have a hard copy on, this is a newer pickup, is The Gods Will Have Blood by Anatole France. That's not his real name. So this is taking place in 1973, near the end of the French Revolution. And this artist, this revolutionary artist, Gamelin or something like that, is appointed a magistrate, and he gets the power of life. He gets great power over his area, and he goes a little bit nutso with the idealism and the single-mindedness. And so this basically ends up, he goes a bit far and he ends up having a bit of a disastrous time. Yeah, like I said, I just recently got this from Book Outlet, and I am looking forward to reading it. Most of these books I have are kind of small, but that means I'll just get more of them read. And then the last one I have is Good Morning Midnight by Rhys. You know what? A Room of One's Own, that's from 1929, I believe. This one right here was originally published in the French in 1912. Yeah, this was originally published in the French in 1912. And this one, Good Morning Midnight, was published, I know I wrote these down somewhere, in 1939 by Rhys. And so what's going on here, this is in 1930s Paris, and this young woman is trying to get over this disastrous, like, personal tragedy or something. It's probably a love affair, who knows. And she's dyeing her hair blonde, so you know she means business. So yeah, she just takes this room in this old hotel in 1930s Paris, and she just lives her life, I guess. We'll see what happens. This is probably not an overly plot-heavy book, I'm guessing, based on the description. But I don't know. Look at that cover. That cover is awesome. Anyway. So I have 3 books also on my Kindle. I have a few more that fit the category of 1900 and 1950, but I decided not to go with those. These are the ones I really want to prioritize. The first one I have is from 1902, originally in the French also. It's The Immoralist by Gide, which is basically this guy, Michel, he nearly dies from tuberculosis, and when he comes out the other side, he's like, you know what, I'm just gonna live my life however I want. I'm gonna be a hedonist, I'm gonna do whatever. And needless to say, this gets him into trouble eventually. But we'll see what happens. And again, that was from 1902, and I have the 1970 translation, by whom I can't remember exactly. So from 1918, I have Whatnot, a Prophetic Comedy by Rose Macaulay. It was originally published in 1918, and then it was pulled back because it caused such a scandal for some reason, and then it was resubmitted in 1919 and didn't really get the love it deserved, but it did influence A Brave New World in 1984. Yeah, so it's a dystopian, and it has these 2 people who can't get married because they're not legally allowed to reproduce because they're different I don't know, they're not the genetic match the government wants or something. So there's all kinds of stuff going on in this one. It is a dystopian from 1918. And then the last one I have on my Kindle is The Enchanted April by Elizabeth von Arnim. And this was published in 1922. I have the Penguin Classics version. And these 4 very different women, they see an ad for a medieval Italian castle on the Mediterranean and on the Italian Riviera, and they let it for the entire month of April, and this is what happens to them when they do that. I've heard very good things about that, and I'm really interested in seeing how that ends up. So I don't know in what order these are going to be read. Like I said, I'm going to try to prioritize A Room of One's Own first off, and then, I don't know, maybe I'll even go in order. Who knows? But yeah, those are the 6 books I have on my TBR for Gone with the Book. You'll be seeing my October TBR probably in a week or so. And yeah, if you're participating, let me know what you're reading. Or if you've read any of the books that I have on my TBR, let me know what you thought. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.